Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you love to watch more cheating stories. Want to learn how to get back your ex? Check the link in the description box to learn how. Venting and guidance. Man, where do I start? This one is a complicated one. My wife and I have been married for a little over 4 years and together for a little over 7. D-Day for me was a little over 2 weeks ago. I discovered my wife was having an emotional affair with her ex-boyfriend she dated 10 years ago in high school. He's always been sort of in the picture since she claims they have always been good friends and split on good terms, which I was sort okay with, but I created boundaries and she had no problem with them over the years. They had very little contact up until recently. Well, recently our marriage was probably the worst it's ever been. She's been dealing with postpartum. I've been dealing with resentment over the last 2 years. Our communication was at an all-time low and our relationship was almost non-existent. We basically were roommates who didn't like each other very much. Well, over the last 2 months her ex became sort of the shoulder to cry on. She opened up enough to start developing feelings for him again. I'd like to mention he's out of state, so there's been no physical contact, but I'll elaborate more on that later. Everything has been through the phone. I thought we were doing a little better than usual, so I didn't suspect a thing. I discovered it when I went through her Apple Watch. Something sparked my curiosity and I saw the messages between them. It was obvious that there was something going on. Flirting, sexting, telling him she'd rather be with him than me, etc. They were planning on meeting up when she was going to leave for a trip. Luckily I discovered it before that happened and I confronted her about it. She was somewhat remorseful and in shock that this was happening. We both were. We were actually on a trip with a bunch of friends and I left her with them. I was furious and I drove 6 hours home because I couldn't stand being around her. She claims she was completely numb the last few months and that she was chasing any sort of feeling of happiness. Claims she thought I hated her and that her postpartum affected her so much that she also was detaching herself from our baby. The shock of this happening apparently made her realize that I still cared and that she was making a huge mistake. She's apologized and taken responsibility of what she's done. She's willing to work through all this to make our marriage work, and so am I, but I'm having trouble. This was so devastating for me that I have no clue what to do. I want us to work, but at the same time I'm afraid. I don't want to experience the pain of betrayal again. She's also stopped any and all communication with him. She's completely blocked him from everything. We've decided to seek individual counseling and start marriage counseling afterwards and hope for the best. I'm just having a hard time dealing with everything and I'd like to get someone else's input on how to deal with this sort of thing. I never imagined this happening to me. I also have no one really to vent to without feeling judged. I'm just so confused on how someone can go from one extreme to the other. How she could say everything she did and then go cold turkey and start fixing things with us. I've come to terms that no matter the outcome I know it'll be so I can be happy, but I need help navigating the in-between. Here are some of the best comments from our community. She needs to fix herself from postpartum before the two of you will be able to deal with MC. If she doesn't have it scheduled, push hard for her to do that. Depression is nothing to mess with or try to ignore. For you, I suggest it to deal with the sense of betrayal. Yes, what she said about you is really betrayal. It is going to take a lot of work on her part to try to regain your trust. She has to do the heavy lifting. On your part, better communication will help, but the lack of good calm was not an excuse for her EA. It was all her, not you, and don't you let her or a counselor say otherwise. Good luck. The fact that she would rather be with him than you strikes me as a bridge too far. How do you expect to get that genie back in the bottle? I'm well aware, as a father and grandfather, of the seriousness and potential devastation of PPD. 2 years is quite a bout of PPD. Did she not seek counseling and emotional help during that entire time? Were any medical or mental health professionals involved at all? Good luck, op. This sounds like an absolute minefield, and I hope that you have contacted her ex and told him in no uncertain terms that he is not to contact your wife in any way, shape, manner, or form. I think you both can look at this as a huge wake-up call. You said you've resented your wife for 2 years and have been completely detached from her. Why was that? Because of her going through postpartum? Your relationship has completely broken down and you guys needed a kick in the bur to stop merely going through the motions. Do see this as a godsend and see if you can save your marriage. I know you want sympathy and I am sorry. I have to ask, what training have you done for postpartum? Did you attend a class at your hospital for dads? Moms can't recognize it in themselves usually, and dad needs to step up in a big way to get them professional help and shower them with love and support. Does she have any family around that can help? I know it sounds dramatic, but it is often a matter of life or death that she gets the help and support she needs. If you aren't able to do that, please find someone who can for her and give her what she needs. As you said, you'll be okay, but your wife and baby may not be as lucky. Postpartum depression is absolutely no joke. Another cheating story. I need some advice, I don't know what to do. Hello everybody. I posted 3 weeks ago about an incident with my ex-boyfriend. I'm not entirely sure if my ex-boyfriend emotionally cheated on me and I feel stuck. Not too long ago, I went to have dinner with my coworkers and he got upset that I did not text him as soon as possible. I texted him 2 hours after I was off and he got mad at me. I told him that I was quite busy and I will text him when I get home. He got mad and he started lecturing me. Prior to this, we had more arguments that he had caused, which made me feel like our relationship was ending. So I was fed up and frustrated, so I brought up the option of breaking up with the intention of finding ourselves and healing on our own, and hopefully we can reconcile in the future. We had so much love for each other that I thought that was his way of thinking too. But he refused to break up and I apologized. Not long after, I had a gut feeling because he was not replying to me for a while, and he hasn't been really present, so I checked his Instagram and found out he was following a girl close to his ideal type. I got insecure because prior to all of this he hasn't been treating me right, so I thought something was up. I told him that whatever he was doing, or planning to do, I never want to be part of it. I told him if he was planning to talk to someone in our relationship, I want out. He called me crazy, he called me toxic, and he called me creepy for looking at his following. They could be just friends for all I know, but I just had a gut feeling. I couldn't explain it, but his reaction towards me finding out explains it. I had a panic attack and got sent to the ER after. He felt super bad and apologized to me the next day. He told me that the reason why he followed the girl was because he was frustrated and petty during our argument. They never talked at work, but somehow he got a hold of her name and her Instagram handle. And even after the girl quit, he still had her on his mind. He said the reason was that he followed her in hopes of moving on, and that when shit hit the fan between us, he is someone to move on to. They never talked, but he did say that, but if I had not found out, he would have talked to her. He said he didn't feel loved during our argument and he wanted to find someone who will care for him. I felt so broken and I broke up with him. I might be overreacting, but knowing that if I didn't confront him, something would have happened between the two of them. Now he's apologizing and telling me that he will seek therapy with me and promise me that he will work with me. He seemed very remorseful and I know that I still have feelings for him. But I honestly don't know what to do. Am I overreacting in this situation? Please help. Right here are some of the most effective statements from our neighborhood. Y'all are very toxic together. The best thing for each of y'all's respective lives is full no contact to heal from such unhealthy behaviors. Things got worse. Not better. Y'all just don't belong together. This is not overreacting. Please know of the biggest regrets those that have been cheating on have, is not believing their gut. Most that have horrific stories can tell you. Example, I confronted my ex 6 months and they said, "Don't you trust me?" So I dropped it and decided to trust them. So today I found out they have been cheating on me for 7 months. Don't be that person. He admits he was lining up your replacement. You simply caught him before he got his ducks in a row. Trust your instincts, and even though it hurts, take care of you. Feelings for him won't fix whatever is wrong. If the feeling is still there or you two are single and no contact for 6 months to a year, and he's been working on himself like he promised, then you can see if dating him is something you still want to do. Taking a real break, a few weeks is not enough, can be very therapeutic for you both. If he can't be faithful in a break, then he wouldn't have been faithful if you got back or stayed together. Get yourself some therapy and prioritize yourself for a bit. Practice loving yourself without a partner for now, and you'll be in a better place to find a partner that values you like you deserve. Thanks for seeing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and strike the alert bell.